Now let's look at Araqiêl. Araqiêl, also known as, hold on, I'm trying to read this one. Araqiêl. I cannot begin to pronounce that. I'm probably saying it wrong. So I'm just going to stick with Araqiêl. He taught the science of the earth. In chapter 88, Enoch is told of the signs of the earth, which will become more severe as the time of judgment approaches. He is told there will be earthquakes, floods, famines, and plagues. We've experienced all of that in the last couple of years. He is also told that the sun will become dark and the moon will turn to blood. You could point out where the previous fallen angel taught humans how to kill each other. This one used geology to kill people. I'm assuming that these teachings were a way for his human mate and children to survive it, although that has not been recorded. And what's important to know here is, while these are the bad guys, they were good parents. They stuck around, raised their children, and took care of their human families. But they did lead the human species astray, turned people away from God, and led people on a path to hell. So, that's probably not the best move. Now, in Babylonian mythology, the god Unveil is associated with natural disasters and often depicted as causing floods, storms, and other destructive events. Enlil's destructive nature is seen as a means of maintaining balance and order in the universe. His storms and floods were believed to cleanse and purify the land, sweeping away impurities and allowing for renewal and regeneration. However, the cataclysmic events also bring about devastation and hardship to humanity. Where we have heard of a flood purifying the world before, yes. Hold on to that thought. Keep that in mind. These entities are going to play a big role there. But they unfortunately tried to play the role of gods as well. Enlil's authority extended beyond the natural disasters. He often is associated with agriculture, fertility, and the growth of crops. The winds he controlled were seen as essential for bringing rain and ensuring harvests. Again, this could be an improper accreditation to his name, but either way, after a flood, you're going to need to do something about your crops. Right? So, Baal was one of the most prominent deities in the Canaanite pantheon, and he was worshipped as the god of storms, fertility, and agriculture. Baal was believed to have control over these natural forces, including the power to cause or avert disasters such as earthquakes, floods, famines, plagues, and he is often associated with the destructive and chaotic forces of nature, as well as revitalizing the life-giving aspects of fertility. He is known by roughly the exact same roles in Babylon. In Egyptian mythology, the goddess Sekhmet is known for her association with plagues and diseases. She's often depicted as a lioness-headed goddess who brought forth epidemics and wrathful destruction. Now, what did an Egyptian priest tell a Greek statesman about the ancient past? Think about it for a second. In Greek mythology, Poseidon, the god of the sea, is often associated with earthquake and floods. As the deity controlling the waters, Poseidon had the power to cause earthquakes and unleash destructive tsunamis. This god was also said to be behind the destruction of the city of Atlantis. But this could be imposing a Greek religious view onto real events, using the Greek names of these gods. Let me explain. The basic story is that a lost city that is from thousands of years ago, a people that angered their god who then proceeded to destroy their continent, the entire continent, and their impressive society and capital city, which we call Atlantis. Then a small group of people survived on boats and arrived near Egypt and founded much of the modern world at the time. Now, the account of Genesis says that people in the world angered God, and that resulted in the destruction of earth through water, completely sinking all the continents up to the highest mountain, and only a small number of people survived on a ship, Noah and his family on the ark, and they landed in Turkey, which is not too far from Egypt. They built a great civilization with the knowledge that they had. Now, you cannot tell me these are not the same story. The continent Atlantis was on is what we now call Pangea. All continents, all land is one. I believe that the original Euphrates River is not the Euphrates River we see today. It's actually what we now call the Atlantic Ocean. As for which God did it, in the story of Atlantis, the actions of the Lord were improperly attributed to the fallen angel trying to play this part of God. Now, in Roman mythology, the god Neptune, the Roman counterpart of Poseidon, shares similar associations with earthquakes and floods. Neptune's control of the waters extended also to causing seismic disturbances and flooding. Okay, so Jormungandr, known as the Midgard serpent, is an enormous serpent who encircles the world. In Norse mythology, of course. It is said that his movements cause the earthquakes and disturbances on the earth. In modern day, we have a basic understanding of tectonic plates, which play a major role in the geological processes such as earthquakes and tsunamis.